Now we look at the different laws, primarily personal laws, and they have changed from 1947 to 2019. And we will see that in terms of these laws, Pakistan's history can be divided into three eras. So Islam has been part of Pakistan's nationalism. Pakistan was carved out of British India to provide a safe place of Muslims to live their lives according to Islam. But after independence, there were issues and there was no agreement at what is the role of Islam, and if there is a role of Islam, which Islam? Of course, Quran and Sunnah are the basic sources of Islam, and other sources like Ijma or Ijtihad are dependent on Quran and Sunnah. But these basic sources can be interpreted differently. So even if we see the different schools of thought, even after the first century Hijrah, there were 4 or 5 different schools of thought like Hanafi and Jafri and Maliki, based on different interpretations. So Pakistani state has adopted 3 types of interpretations in 3 different eras. So it pursued a modernist interpretation of Islam from 1947 to 1972. Then it pursued a conservative interpretation of Islam from 1973 to 1999. And then from 2000 onwards, it accepted or pursued primarily a liberal interpretation of Islam. So looking at the first part, which is from 1947 to 1972, we see that Pakistan inherited its constitution and laws from the British. So Pakistan constitution for the first 9 years was Government of India Act 1935. Almost all of its laws, rules and regulations came from the colonial era. The name of Pakistan was changed to Islamic Republic of Pakistan, but the laws and the legal structure and the constitutional structure remained the same. But where in very small areas there was a change, the change was modernist. That is, Islam was interpreted in a modern way without the effect of medieval culture, which have been there for centuries. In medieval culture, of course, women were considered not equal to men. So this idea or this culture forced or influenced the different interpretations of Quran and Sunnah during those times. So after Pakistan came into existence, the first major change related to women was the inheritance laws. So during the colonial times, local culture was given importance in inheritance, which meant that most of the land or other assets were distributed to the male inheritors, that is the boys or men, and females of the family were not given, or daughters were not given any inheritance, any share in inheritance. Of course, we all know that Islam gives half a share to the daughters as compared to son. So women used Islam to force Pakistani government to come up with laws that guarantee their share given in Islam. So in the 50s, late 40s, 50s, we see that all the provinces passed laws which gave daughters half the share in inheritance. The second and more prominent political change was the Muslim Family Law Ordinance 1961. It gave several new rights to women which were denied by ulama based on a modernist interpretation of Islam. It was promulgated by Ayub Khan, and there was stiff resistance from ulama against this law. And this law still prevails in Pakistan as well as in Bangladesh. So the rights which this law gave was right of divorce, special courts, rights over children, maintenance of alimony, meher, other conditions that party can agree on, right to study, work, such as right to work, study, allowance, custody. Another was permission of the first wife required for the second marriage. So outside the personal laws, there was no change, because according to the modernist approach, they were not required. So in this small area of personal laws, the laws were changed to women benefit, but other laws were similar to international laws or laws in other countries, not influenced by Islam.